US presidential elections and Dow futures and yesterday's run up in Dow. So that's, it looks like the whole market was totally green today, barring just a few exceptions. Yeah, so now it's basically time to look at how it's going to behave tomorrow because both Bank Nifty and Nifty effectively have given a breakout. So that's a very, very, very good signal, let's say, for that point of view. But on the other side, if you were to kind of look at Nifty and Bank Nifty, whether there is any immediate hurdle that we need to really cross to move forward, or are we going to, pause a bit before we really move forward? Let's discuss that today. Hey friends, this is Asim again, and from Bulls and Bears. Sorry, I couldn't make a video today morning for some, unforeseen circumstances. So, but yeah, sorry for that. Let's get going for today. So I'm on this Nifty chart, which is, let's say, daily chart. So if you remember in earlier videos, I had mentioned that I'll be circumspect before Nifty really crosses this, 12,025 or 12,050 range. But if you look at this candle today, so that has played out accordingly because it gap up. Then, let me change it to 15 minutes. So it gapped up and then it took a support at the same level of 12,025. The same thing had happened, earlier when we discussed about Bank Nifty, wherein the resistance was basically crossed as a gap up and then resistance had become a support. And the same thing happened today in Nifty. So Nifty from there just kept on going up, barring a few red bars, but there was nothing as such which was kind of very significant. So it accumulated a lot of, time after crossing over. So if you see this, almost the whole day, Nifty has spent between 12,050 levels and 12,100 levels, so within the 50 points range. So it was a good consolidation, and then at the end it just broke out of that, but just 20 points higher. So it's a psychologically, you can say 12,100 is crossed. So that's a good thing from a Nifty point of view. But yeah, majority of the stocks you can see on this side, all are FNO stocks, very few which is red, otherwise all are green. So that's a good story, and green with a good, thing, 5%, 5%, 2.5%, 3%, 4%, 4%. So those kind of numbers. So definitely, it's a good. So let's see how, if that result comes out today or not, from the US presidential results. But looks like market has already discounted that whole thing. However, it is still, very, very catchy and very, very, neck to neck kind of scenario. But looks like Joe Biden has taken it home. Right. So, but still, let's say you never know what's lies, within. So it's changing very significantly. Yesterday, also, like the two states swung very, very, differently. So where Trump was winning, and those two states were kind of comfortable, and then today morning, both the states were kind of, um, had gone to Biden's favor. So that's a different story. So, but let's focus, rather than news, let's focus on what charts are speaking, but those were kind of on the sidelines. All right. So yeah, so this is hourly chart, not much of a here. So clearly shows there was a kind of, gap up, significant gap up opening, right? And then it stayed above that and clear cut uptrend, higher lows and higher highs, higher lows and higher highs. So here, but anyways, let's go on to daily charts, which shows us a little bit more clearer picture, let's say. So this was the range. If you see this, let me just remove this line. So this was the level that we were talking, that okay, if it is broken, then only, it gives some bit of comfort here. So yeah, so this was broken, and now the next level that I see is probably is going to be, because we are still near to the all-time high of 12,400, but the immediate hurdle that I see in Nifty is somewhere around 12,200 to 12,400 kind of levels, right? So I'm just making this channel here, and this channel is basically very, very critical, important channel to look at. So if Nifty has to really cross this, let me remove this. Yeah, so Nifty has to cross this, and that is where, and on the other side, this is 12,350 kind of levels depending upon wherever it is. So we are going to be almost at the same levels. But if we look at the Fibonacci levels as well, so there also we see that the last retracement that we had seen was basically, sorry, so if we see at this number here, so that again, you know, this is where it comes at 12,200, and then next is 12,500. So these two levels are definitely going to be crucial from a Fibonacci retracement levels. And another thing, let's say if we support, so these points to note is again, you know, because we may get carried away by the fact that it has broken out. Definitely it has broken out, but whether it's going to fall or going to run up like that, yet to be seen, because it may just consolidate for a few days before it really takes off, or it may just retrace a bit like Bank Nifty did, you know, in an intraday basis, and then it took off from there. We are going to see that when we look at the Bank Nifty. So another thing is, let's look at the weekly chart as well, because of this breakout happened. What is weekly chart saying? So here, if you look at the weekly charts, a clear cut, you know, pattern, very strong weekly chart pattern we are able to see here. So this weekly chart pattern clearly shows that there's a thirsting line pattern being developed, and if, you know, is able to close, let's say, above this 12,000 levels, which is in all possibility looks like, until unless there is something you know, significantly negative comes in from US markets. So it's expected to close above 12,000, and that will be confirmation to this thirsting line pattern that we are seeing here, and that generally then is going to basically set the tone for next 4-5 weeks of the bullishness. So here also, let's say this level of 12,440 kind of levels is what we may look that can act as a bit of resistance, right? So another point to know is that Nifty within this week has really, you know, already traveled more than, you know, 5%, around kind of 600 points, which is pretty significant in a week from Nifty's point of view, but all courtesy US elections, right? So let's look at the monthly one again. So here also, let's say if you look at the monthly, so that's where again 12,200. So whether we look at weekly, monthly, or a channel that we have seen from the daily charts, so everything is kind of suggesting that we have broken out, but it may not be that easy cakewalk to cross 12,200 levels, right? So that's all about Nifty for today. And let's look at Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty looks clearly much better positioned as compared to Nifty now. However, let's see what it is talking. So we'll just draw a channel for Bank Nifty as well. So yeah, so this is a channel that we will basically be kind of, you know, looking at Bank Nifty. Maybe this probably is worth looking, however may not be really the best one, right? So this tiny range maybe, right? So yeah, so not necessarily this one, but yeah, it is not really that relevant here for that matter. But still, if you look at, this is the channel, and another thing is that what we can relate here is this one, which is a trend line. So that clearly shows us that this is a basically very steep line that we are seeing here. So Bank Nifty may take a pause at around 27,000. However, it has really broken that 24,000, 25,000, 26,000, right, in a 1 week itself. So we have at this level, we were saying that okay, it may not be able to take 24,500, or on very higher side 25,000 maybe for that matter. but it has surprised everyone. So looks like, all those shorts in the market have really trapped badly today, and that's where, they kind of looks like lost a lot of money in yeah, in this week. So all the short sellers or the call sellers probably have kind of, lost big time. So this is basically here. Let's look at quickly on a weekly chart. So that clearly here also we can see that it's a massive rally from here in last 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 weeks. So from the levels of 20,500 we have reached to the levels of 26,500 kind of levels. So 6,000 points in 3 and 1 2 3 6 weeks. So that's a pretty big run up for that matter. So here we see this is kind of hurdle 27,000 getting confirmed here. That's what we discussed on the daily charts as well. That may be a hurdle at 27,000 until unless it takes up, it crosses it with a gap up, never knows. So on a monthly charts basis, let's say again, see this is level of so you can say that 27,000 to 27,500 is going to be a very crucial range, considering that's a longer time frame resistance of a monthly and a weekly charts. So just keep that in mind, while you are analyzing your charts, and because at times we tend to forget the resistances created by the longer time frames, and we are busy in our intraday and daily charts resistances and the supports. So this is about Bank Nifty, and we'll just talk about, let's say, now a couple of stock ideas. I looked at some of the ideas. I couldn't make the video today, but otherwise I would have recommended, let's say, Reliance for a buy, for a swing buy basically, because of this pattern. This is a very powerful pattern called engulfing on a candlesticks, and this is basically very simple. 19, buy here, take a stop loss here, so about 70 points on the other side. It's a target that we can see is 2170 kind of targets. That's what I'm looking at from Reliance. I have taken some positions. Let's see how that plays out, because earlier, if you remember, we had taken this position in Bajaj Finserv. So we had taken this position here at 5700, 5690 kind of, with a support, stop at 56 and the target of 61. So almost kind of reached the target. So that's a kind of, some happy feeling, some confidence building things for you, in case if you are trying to learn candlesticks and want to believe some of some of the candlestick patterns that work. So this is definitely one of the 2 or 3 most powerful patterns in candlesticks. So thirsting line, engulfing, bullish harami, so all those kind of patterns are much better to trade and much simpler from a layman's point of view. So this is let's say one such idea. Let's say Reliance was one such idea. Maybe it is now very theoretical because it has already kind of crossed higher, so may not be a risk reward, may not be that great at the moment to take a trade. So let's give a pass. So I have taken a trade in this, a positive, bullish trade in HCL Tech. Basis this, there was a downswing. It took a support at the this support conjunction zone, wherein it consolidated before it took off, and then again came here, took a support. I'm just hoping basis this, so it takes off from here for the target of 900. I've made a position through a call option in this for a very short term, maybe 2 days, 3 days kind of a trade only. So, and my stop loss is very clearly 30 points from the, here 815 is where my stop loss is. So this is about HCL Tech, another buy idea. So in the cash market, I have taken a position in a stock called Advanced Enzymes. So here also see this kind of breakout happened here at around this level. So just a old study, let's say. So this level was kind of consolidated, broke out, then again came back, retested, and then solidly kind of ran away. So if you see from here, it went up, and then since then it is consolidating. Here there was a kind of big move days 2 or 3, and consolidation happened here. So today also it took a support at around this level, and and then there's another very potent same pattern, let's say, that we had been talking about is this pattern is. So again, my target here is basically very cool 370, this kind of levels here. So yeah, sorry, my drawing is really not really great. So around that level, maybe it's easy to draw with this, or maybe at this level. So right, so that is where I would be looking to book my profit. So good risk reward of I have about 15 points of stop loss, and then I have a kind of 60 to 80 points of a possibility of a profit. So that's a trade that I had taken today. So other trade that looked good to me was Orient Cement. Basically, I just looked at some of the stocks, so which is in cash market. So like this is a consolidation again. Just a swing trade. I'm not really very long term on these things. Just a swing trade. However, I liked Advanced Engine more than this. Same way, Aditya Birla Fashion is also, this is also like, this is one of the beautiful most pattern actually. You see this breakout happened around these levels, right? And then retracement happened. This is the best place to get in for even for a long term. But my position in this is just for, these levels. So 10-12 bucks, which is kind of 5 6 5 rupees, 6 rupees kind of stop loss, and then 14-15 rupees profit. So that's where. And but people with a little bit of long-term horizon can also hold this. This can be a very good return, because this is the best place to buy a stock which has broken out and then came and retested at the same level. And even 200 days moving average also kind of giving, it's probably going to give it a support, right? So one is this support level, then other is, let's say, your 200-day period moving average. So this is basically some analysis for today, and before we really close, let's look at Dow as well, how Dow future is looking, so that we can see that whether there is some kind of resistance in the So this is Dow future. So it's trading at around 370 points up. So we can say when Indian market closed, so that one time also it was 350 points around. So that's already discounted in our markets. So even Dow is basically, future is having this overhead resistance at around 28 500 600 kind of levels. This is a trend line, and that's where it is. So, and the other thing is that in last, let's say, 5 trading days, Dow has come from 26,000 to 28, so roughly 2,200 points rally, so almost kind of 8%. So never know, that it may also take a pause, and like any other thing here, now everyone is looking at um, Biden may win, and that can rally, but it may happen that Biden wins and then profit booking comes, right? So we are on the upper side of the channel at the moment almost, and that's time to be a little bit careful, and when it crosses, and a different story. All right, so this is what all about it. And if you have done any analysis on any stock, so do share that. And if you have any other views on this which I missed maybe in this short span, so do highlight that. I'll be happy to learn from you guys as well. And if you have noticed any stock which is kind of breaking out, and which is on your radar, so just share it with in your comments, so that others can also get benefited from there. So if anyone is looking to kind of, to learn properly in a very organized way, so I have mentioned few books in the description. From these books are basically from a beginner to expert level, uh, kind of, so for everyone, let's say in Hindi, in English. So you may just want to kind of have a run through that. Okay, so hope you liked it. Please do, if you have liked it, so as a thank you to me, so maybe just share this with your friends who are looking to, learn stock market, or who are looking to basically analyze stock market, so that they don't really, waste their money on some tips and calls and watching TV, wherein the hundreds of call every day come on TV, and then whatever is successful, that's kind of, being gaga about success. All right, friends, take care. Happy investing. Bye.